Welcome back to CBN News Watch. Arizona Christian University says it is suing the largest school district in Phoenix and Glendale, Arizona, for religious discrimination. The Washington Elementary School District severed ties with the Christian universities after using ACU student teachers as interns for 11 years. Members of the school board said they acted because they feared the student teachers would make LGBTQ students feel unsafe. On this week's episode of The Global Lane, a university spokesperson and an Alliance Defending Freedom attorney react to the sudden ending of what they thought was a friendly relationship.
I was shocked when I watched the board meeting and they said that they were severing the relationship because Arizona Christian University students have been working with Washington School District for over 10 years, and all of the feedback I've gotten has been positive. In fact, they've asked for more of our students to come. So I don't know. I was very surprised.
Well, Ryan, ADL filed a 37-page lawsuit against school districts. So what is your main contention here? Is it free speech violation or religious freedom concerns? What?
Well, it's all the above. Listen, the government cannot treat people of faith worse than everyone else. These students should not lose opportunities and be punished merely because of their religious beliefs. That's a blatant example of religious discrimination. So it's a First Amendment violation, both the religious hostility that the school board members showed the school, but also it's a free speech violation as well.
So in your opinion, it's clearly unconstitutional what they did.
Oh, absolutely. As Linnea pointed out, they had a mutually beneficial, relationship for 11 plus years. And then just a couple of weeks ago, the school board members had a meeting and they started targeting, people of faith. They called their beliefs unsafe, simply due to their Christian beliefs. So we have one word for that, and that's discrimination.
Linnea, I guess 3 school board members identify as LGBT. They argue that student teachers with biblical values would pose a threat to LGBT students. So have any of your student teachers mistreated LGBT students? Were there ever any complaints against them for bigotry or bias? What are your thoughts?
There have never been any complaints against our students in Washington School District. We've only received positive remarks. They've asked for more of our students to come. They've hired a good number of our graduates. In fact, the board meeting the other night just reaffirmed what our students are doing there, as teachers who have worked with them got up and spoke about their excellence. So it's really not fair for them to be targeted for their religious beliefs.
And Ryan, I understand a lot of people from the community came and protested at the most recent school board meeting, not happy with their actions. Some are even saying, hey, we're going to get rid of those 3 board members in 2024. So explain for our viewers why they should be concerned about the possible legal precedent this case could set.
Well, this is an attack on religious freedom. Government officials can't choose to exclude people simply because they are religious. And as you pointed out, there were several members of the community that showed up at this second board meeting to voice their frustration and their concern and their fear over the actions of this particular board. And as Linnea pointed out, for years, they have enjoyed this great relationship. And so I think there's a disconnect between the rank and file, the individuals that work in that district and the school board.
Linnea, some people would say, well, just send your student teachers elsewhere. Work out an agreement with another school district. How feasible is that?
We have a very good relationship with many districts. The thing about Washington is that, first of all, they're close to us, and our students have an opportunity to go over between classes and work with students. Second of all, they have some excellent teachers there. I used to teach in the district. So my biggest concern is that this is hurting Arizona Christian University students because they're not getting the same opportunities as other people because of their religious beliefs, but it's also hurting the students. And that's the biggest thing we want to do, is help the students in Washington Elementary School District have an extra set of hands in their class that's been trained how to teach, have an extra teacher for an entire semester when they student teach, and to be able to have this pool of graduates to draw from. We have a teacher shortage right now, so getting excellent teachers is a challenge for districts. I live in the district. I want them to have good teachers.
And finally, Ryan, do you expect a negotiated settlement here, or will this go to court? And if it does, what are your chances of winning in the 9th District Court? I guess it's pretty evenly split now between liberals and conservatives, but for a long time it's been very liberal.
Well, one would certainly think that the school district would come forward with thoughts of resolution, but we filed a lawsuit before the second board meeting, and at the second board meeting, at least a couple of those board members doubled down on their position, calling the school bigoted in its beliefs. So it's unclear to us whether or not the school district will come forward and have those discussions. If not, we look forward to presenting our case at the district court level, and as you mentioned, if we need to, we'll go to the Ninth Circuit and beyond to stand for this great university.
Well, it seems do they have any evidence here that any of this has happened? I mean, it's just based on speculation. It's not based on evidence, is it?
No. These board members merely looked at the fact that this is a Christian university. They have biblical views on sexuality and gender. And they didn't like those views. They targeted those views and kicked them out. That's the only evidence we have in this lawsuit, and that is clear religious discrimination.
Okay, Linnea Lighting and Ryan Tucker, we thank you for taking the time to be with us. We'll see what happens.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Also on tonight's episode of The Global Lane, it explores artificial intelligence and killer robots, asking the question, is it science fiction or future reality? And takes a look at reforms Congress could enact to save Social Security. You can see tonight's episode of The Global Lane on the CBN News Channel. It begins at 8:30 Eastern. You can also find it on the CBN News app as well as